welcome back to Libib's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kaylin, and welcome back to another bookish video. Today, we are logging in virtually for an interview with a book club host. Today, we're going to get to know a little bit more about Hannah and the two book clubs that she runs. So let's log in.
I would have constituted myself as probably a nerd back in the day. I was always into reading. I was a horse girl, kind of some beige flags in there. But I just my parents used to read to me every night before bed. I was big into like the little mystery books, the Judy Blume stuff, all the things that I feel like all of us read as kids. And then honestly, when I got into upper high school and all throughout my college career, I don't think I read anything for fun. So now entering into adulthood again, I turned 30 this year and I was like, you know what? I got to read some books. Like I need to read a book, open a book, So I started a goal for myself last year to read, I think I had a goal of 20 books. I only got to 12, but I just kind of fell back in love with it. And this year I am currently reading books 24, 5, and 6. I have 3 different titles open right now. So yeah, I'm like all over the place, but have just fallen back in love with it.
How did you get the idea to create a book club? Did it come in a dream, or was it something that you always wanted to do?
Yes. So actually I am kind of the organizer. Host feels too formal, but I am the organizer of a couple of different book clubs, actually, one kind of in my personal life, and then one for the JCs of the Quad Cities, which is just such a blast. Both of them are wonderful. One is an all-girls book club, and the other one for the JCs is obviously open to everybody that's a member, and we just have a blast picking different books every other month. Really, it started once I got back into reading. A work friend of mine and I were like, we should have an opportunity to just chit chat about the books that we're reading, if we're reading the same titles, things like that. And I claim to be a little bit of an old soul. So kind of channeling the energy, the little bit of like the mom, grandma energy of like, I want to be in a book club with my friends. I want to drink wine. I want to talk about books, and hear other perspectives, because that's what it's all about, right? So it really just kind of was born after that. Started my personal one a couple of years ago. We're on our second year running. And then the JC's one started this year because I thought, why not? Encourage, kind of keeps you accountable for reading on at least a monthly basis, a different book a month. And then just also gives you a chance to hang out with people and hear their different thoughts on what you're reading.
Was there a theme in mind when you created the book club?
Honestly, no. It was really, let's just get people in a room and talk about books, talk about reading. I feel like book talk, so TikTok for books, has really made reading like hot again. It's made it an activity that people are excited about. So I figured we might as well just kind of jump in, no holds bar, and no theme, just kind of pick your books as we're going along, what's popular, what people are excited about, and yeah, we go from there.
How do you pick your books? Is it a group vote? Do you pick? Was there a poll to see what everyone's reading tastes were like? How does that work?
So it's kind of different for both of the book clubs that I am an active member in. So my personal book club, we started off by kind of planning a little bit ahead of time. Myself and my old coworker that started it with me, we kind of picked, the first couple of books just so people didn't have to think too much, usually based off of something happening in that month. So, if we're having a book club in February, we would do something that was maybe more romance, Valentine's Day themed, but also something that would incorporate months that we're also celebrating. So Black History Month is in February. So we would try to find a Black love story by a Black author that we could read and enjoy together. So kind of channeling that energy throughout the months, if you can find a theme and stick to it, that's great. So for that book club now, we usually have folks give us their ideas, and then we'll either do a vote or we will do one of those random things on the internet that you can find, little spinny wheels, and pick whichever one is our winner. And then for the JCs, we typically will just have a conversation about it at the end of every book club and see what is on people's TBR, their to be read list. And if anything is kind of consistent throughout all of our lists, we'll usually pick that one.
Does attendance remain strong throughout each book picked, or do you have different genres that attract different people?
I would say, again, different, kind of across both clubs. My personal book club, the gals are coming. Whether you're a romance girly or a fantasy girly or sci-fi, or if you're into like only true crime thriller stuff, everybody attends every book club, typically speaking, barring scheduling issues. But the JC's one definitely has been a little bit more like, if you're excited about the read, come. Now we've only had 3 or 4 actual book clubs thus far. And we've had some people who came to the first one, didn't come to the second and the third, and are going to join us for the fourth. So yeah, it's really, book club is, to me, such a low pressure to no pressure area for, if you are excited about the book, come. And if not, I hope you're reading something exciting that gets you, into reader mode. But if not, then we'll hopefully see you at the next one.
Do you have a group chat specifically for those in book club to discuss as they read along, or do you discuss everything at the meeting?
We typically wait. We wait until the meeting to spill everything, maybe a few one-off chats here and there. But I think people have really been engaging with it in the sense of like, I've really been enjoying this so far. I can't wait to talk about it. Kind of builds the anticipation, and then gives for, I feel like, a little bit richer conversation. Some of the people have even come with full notes on the book that they've written as they've been reading, which I think is awesome engagement too.
How does a book club meeting usually go?
Similar to actual JC's meetings, we have kind of like a social happy half hour where we can just kind of talk about the book in a very, dare I say, chaotic, disorganized fashion, where we're just kind of like, this is what I thought about it. And catch up on each other's daily lives, grab a beverage, all that good stuff. And then we start each book club with our rose and our thorn. So everybody gets to go around and say the thing that they liked, their rose, and then the thing that they just absolutely could not get behind, their thorn. So that's kind of a nice way to open the floor for everybody to have the opportunity to talk. That's one of the not really challenging, but one of the things that you want to make sure you do if you're hosting something like this yourself is give everybody the opportunity to talk about their opinions about the book so people feel heard. And then it just also gives you great perspective. So we'll do the rose and the thorn for everybody. And then we typically, I do some pre-work either in the back of the book. There's already questions made up for book discussions, or I'll find something on the internet to kind of follow a little bit of a book club discussion so that we have some guidance to what we're talking about. And then we'll go around and see if folks have opinions, thoughts to add to the matter. And if they don't, then we'll just move on to the next question. And then at the end, we like to give it our star rating like you would do on Goodreads. And after that, then we're kind of done and we start picking our next book.
What book is the group currently reading?
Right now, we are reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So our book club meets in September. I haven't started. I'm a bit of a procrastination reader myself. If it's for book club, I typically start the first 10 pages and then I wait until I'm 5 days out from book club so that it's all fresh right in my mind. So yeah, we are reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And then in my personal book club, we're reading House in the Cerulean Sea, which I'm excited about too.
What are you personally currently reading?
So I just finished last week. I finished Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, which, oh my God, go read that book. It is so excellent. I truly cannot wait for November 7th, I believe, is the release date for book number 2 in the series. I've never been a huge fangirl for stuff like this, but I'm I might need a midnight book purchase for this moment, for the next book of the series. So Fourth Wing was amazing. I currently have House in the Cerulean Sea open. I have Red, White, and Royal Blue open as well. I'm almost done with that one, which I'm loving. That's just very cute, very fun, cheeky romance, rom-com vibes, enemies to lovers. And then I also am about to start, have not started, but about to start Jade City, which is, a fantasy kind of epic. So I'm excited. There's 3 in that series as well. So yeah, I'm a little all over the place right now.
Any tips for those wanting to start a book club?
Yes. Well, my first thought would be do it. It is so much fun. It is a wonderful way to, like I said earlier, keep you accountable to at least reading some pages, some chapters of a book throughout the month, which I think is just a really nice escape outside of social media or binge watching shows, things like that. it's fun. Reading is fantastic, and if you find the right genre that excites you, it's more than entertaining. So my tips for starting a book club would just be starting small and then building upon that is a lot easier than trying to gather 20 of your closest friends or even just people that you think might enjoy it. Start with a little group of 4, build up that conversation base and the kind of the trust to have vulnerability. And then you can start expanding. We did that in my personal one, and it's been excellent because all of us have different, kind of different life paths. We're each in different chapters of our life. So it's fun to get together to talk about books because we all have such different perspectives on things. So I would definitely say starting small with a nice core group and then build. And then really, if you get into kind of being the host of book club, try to give everybody the opportunity to share their opinions and be vulnerable in that space, because sometimes you might be reading something that's maybe sensitive in nature or something that's can be kind of polarizing or triggering for people to have discussions about. So keeping it judgment free, fun, and a space for people to be vulnerable, to talk about the way books are making them feel is definitely a big part of being a good book club host.
Anyways, that is it for today's video. Let me know if you have any more questions about book clubs in the comment section down below. Anyways, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next time for a new video.